Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Thank you for being here. This is Crypto News with Julie Kennis. I am your host, Julie Kennis, and this show is powered by the Goxteen News Network. Thank you, Blocky, for checking in. We will see you after you return. So I am currently pushing through to X, and I am also on YouTube, you guys. I don't know why though. My YouTube is not showing this, and I just want to share it with my group chat, and I can't. I cannot. It is not working for me. So, if you could share it out. Yes, Rectopians, good morning. Welcome to the chat. I hope everyone is having a good day. I hope everyone's having a better day than me. I made the decision to be a responsible adult and go to the tire shop. Figured it was kind of about time. I'm a girl, so I don't check my tires too often. Like, I try and keep on top of it because I do a lot of miles. And so I went to the Les Schwab, pulled in, told him what was going on with my car, what I needed him to look at. He took everything off, and I buy all of my stuff through Les Schwab because a lot of it comes with warranties and stuff like that. And they know me in there, and so they get me in relatively quickly. And so I was there. So he's like, one of my shocks has gone bad, but I just replaced all of my shocks not that long ago. And then he also said that two of my wheels needed to be replaced. He put one up on the rotator thing and had it go on the rotate, and I could like see the tire kind of wobble. And so he's like, yeah, so you're going to need to replace those two rims, which I had just replaced the rims. I dumped money into my car because I had paid my car off, and I'm like, okay, it's a Lexus. Lexus runs forever. I'm going to put some money in it, and it's going to last me a while. Well, you guys, I rode that car very, very hard over the last couple of years. So I had told him, I said, I just spent a bunch of money on this. And, I said, I'd replace the shocks. Well, luckily the shocks are covered under warranty. So that's good. But some of the stuff on, like, he's like, I need to replace the tire because of the stuff with the wheels made the tire, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he's getting me a quote. Do you know how it is? You go to the tire shop, and yeah, I'm happy. I don't have like an SUV or something that requires larger tires, so it's not as expensive. And because I did just replace the rims, I think I can still get those other two just replaced rather than replacing all four. Because I had needed to replace the rim a couple of years ago, and they were like, "We don't make these rims anymore, so we're gonna have to replace all of them." So I was like, okay. All four. All right. Find me what you can find me. And I didn't buy the like most expensive ones. I wasn't like wanting. I'm a girl. I don't want to buy rims. That's not like something that I'm excited to spend money on, let alone $1,000 on rims, let alone $2,000 or $3,000 on rims. So yeah, and there's just endless amounts, right? And so it's a Lexus. I don't care. Just put things on it so it'll go. So anyway, so now I'm back here and looking at replacing a couple of the rims because I probably should have bought more expensive rims from the get-go, and needing to replace two of my tires. But he says, yeah, the other two tires, which I just replaced the other two tires not that long ago, but it made me feel good because the guy said my car is in relatively good condition. And so I told him, I said, so then I said to him, I feel like maybe there's something else going on with the car. And so anyway, he turned the car on, and Les Schwab doesn't work on engines or anything like that, but they had just lifted the hood and had the engine going and had it in park, and they were giving it some gas, accelerating, reversing, and all that. And you could see the engine was kind of knocking around in there. I'm like, this is crazy, you guys. I literally just replaced the motor mounts. And so then he's asking me more about it, and he's looking through all of the stuff that I had in there, and I'm showing him the timeline of, spent all this money on the car, and I just knew that I wanted the car to last me a while. So then he goes back and he goes, well, the last time you were here, we had your mileage at like 160,000 miles. You guys, I'm at 250,000 miles on my car right now. So I'm over here huffing and puffing, acting like it's this huge deal. I spent all this money, and you guys, I'm like, I will be up to 300,000 miles on that car. I should not even be complaining. The car has been amazing. So, anyway, I go to the tire shop. I'm probably going to have to go back and spend like 700 or 800 bucks, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not that much. But the car is going to be good. It'll be good. But yeah, I've got stuff coming up. I'm going to be driving to Vegas. I need her to be in good working order. So, even though I'm a girl, and I don't love cars and spending money on my car. Like, just rather not. I'm like, I just want to be a passenger princess. I am okay, like, never driving again. In fact, when I lived in Australia, because it's very walkable in Australia, and then public transport is amazing as well. Like, I did not drive for a couple of years. I mean, it must have been almost 5 years. And then when I would come back to the US and get like behind the wheel and drive, I would just kind of get a little anxious. I drive a lot, but it's not my favorite. Anyway, I digress. That's what I've been up to this morning. And then to top it all off, I messaged Suburban. I'm like, Suburban, did you get your Quotron? And he's like, looks up the tracking number. I dropped it off on Monday, so I just assume it's like doing the things with the delivery service. And he's like, no, it shows that it's still been just dropped off. So no. And then I was at the tire shop so long. Anyway, I got to go figure that out next. So that's been my day. But I'm excited it's Friday, you guys. I'm excited it's Friday. And my weekend is not too terribly busy, so that's good because I'm headed out of town next week and I will be gone. So I will definitely not be live streaming next Thursday because I will be probably, traveling the whole day. And then Friday, I may or may not be able to pop up here on time. So just kind of look out for that. But I'll talk about it more when we get there. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. I did not even queue up my screens. Shame on me. I was looking at charts before we went live. Actually, I need to not share that because I do want to share, you guys, I told you guys yesterday I was working on some stuff, some content. And so I am working on it, have posted it this morning. My Quotron giveaway. We have another Quotron giveaway for the chat. So this is a Jailstool times Quotron giveaway. It's the May Day giveaway, and it's now live on the Jailstool website. So you go to getjailstool.com/giveaway. So if you go there, I made this little video, you guys. I'm excited about it. Hi there, Julie Kinnis, and I'm super excited to share with you that Quotron is currently having the May Day giveaway. That's right, if you want this Quotron Cub, like the one that has been featured on my daily live streams, you can get one for yourself. So if you want one, go ahead, follow the link, follow the instructions, enter in, and you can have one for yourself. I had so much fun making that one, you guys. My OCD always kicks into overdrive when I've got stuff like that to do. So anyway, if you hop over to the website, this is what it looks like. So it's similar to mine, except for it's got Jailstool, the People's Coin, times Quotron on the back. It's also got some other good stuff with it too, such as an autographed Kato Kaelin shirt. They've got actually some fun footage of him signing the shirt. That is my twin sister. I will not tell you which one the evil twin is. Hello, Bullduck. Welcome to the chat. So, anyway, if you guys are interested in the Quotron, go over there. Shout outs to Luke and everyone at the Jailstool Army. I was in their live stream, not their live stream, their X space yesterday. And I have so much fun with them, you guys. They were definitely getting a little unhinged towards the end, but that usually happens. I think it was getting to be almost midnight their time, and people start to turn into a pumpkin. People started to turn into a pumpkin. But shout out to them. I had fun. I actually, and you guys, you know how I am on Spaces. I don't totally love getting on Spaces. It's not my favorite, but I know I need to do it because I get more exposure. And so, because some people just don't come find me on here. And so anyway, I yesterday was super busy. I went on the Wolf Financial X Space, and they were talking about like VC funding and some different stuff. The space race and things like that. But then we talked a little bit about some crypto stuff and real world assets and things like that. So I went from that, and then my live stream, of course, and then I jumped onto the space with the Jill Stool fam. So it's always fun hanging out with them. It's always fun hanging out with them. All right, let me get this next screen queued up here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I can't really see what everybody's saying, especially once I start to get into the articles. But before we do that, we are going to take a look at the charts. Okay, you guys, I was having fun looking at our numbers here. So we did have a little pop up, and then we hit the 97 range, and we have found some resistance in this little channel here. So I was hoping we were going to have a nice little Friday rally. And although things have been up slightly, we did have a little bit of a retrace. Some nice little sell-offs here and again here. So we're currently at 97,000, but we did try to touch 98. So we're getting close. We're inching closer and closer to, let me see. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. All right. So here was our little pop-up from yesterday. Zoom out a little more. All right. This is what I wanted to show you. So going back in time, this was when we were at near all-time high before Trump took office. And we've been just in this downward trend ever since. We bottomed out down here. This says 74, you guys. I never saw it hit 74. Everything I saw showed 75, high 75. But okay, this is showing 74. People got in at 74. That was a really good entry. But ever since then, we've been in a 10-week upward trend on Bitcoin. So when you zoom out and take a look at it, we've been 10 weeks straight up. Then it makes you wonder, are we headed for our up only season? Have we entered up only season and we just haven't realized it yet? Because when you zoom out and take a look at this, like look at this was from back in February, March, into April. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Let me zoom back in though. I don't want to be zoomed out so far. Let's get in a little closer. Maybe not that close. But actually, yeah, let's look at that close because that is looking good on Ethereum. It went all the way up into the 1870 range. It is retraced down to 1843 now, but it is looking like we might reclaim $2,000 Ethereum again soon, which would be nice because I have quite a big bit of bags on Ethereum. Solana, it has also pulled away from all-time high. And it is in 147, 148 range right now, which is kind of where it has been at. Let's go back. Yeah. It just reclaimed all of its gains from yesterday. Nice little pop up, and it's reclaimed all the gains now. But it was a nice little rally. All my little meme coins pumped on Solana. And we are still just a little lower than we were yesterday. Yesterday we were at like 1480, I think. 1490. Anyway, we are at 1475 here now. Litecoin, you guys, I'm looking at the Litecoin Summit. I'm in their DMs. I'm like, hi, We should work together. So Litecoin, I think I might hang around for the Litecoin Summit, you guys. It's right after the Bitcoin conference. So since I'm already there, I think I might hang around. I've got some friends who will be speaking. Think you guys might know our very own Miss Teen Crypto, beloved Randy Hipper. She will be speaking there. So I would love to go see her speak there and support her since I go support her channel. I've not been on her channel, you guys. I feel like she goes on so early and like the mornings are kind of crazy for me. So I try really hard to go check out her channel. Anyway, I would love to hang around though. I don't know for sure if she's going to make it to Bitcoin conference yet though. That is what I don't know. And I really want her to go. So, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. So, since we talk about Litecoin on the channel all the time, I bring up this chart every day. I thought, why not go to Litecoin? So, and I think Keith Grossman from MoonPay is going to be there. And there were some other people that I saw. I was like, there's people there I wouldn't mind chatting with. So maybe that's something I should look into. So, chat, are you guys going to Litecoin conference? Litecoin Summit. I think they're calling it Litecoin Summit. So, yes. Yes, we love Randy. I love Randy. She's adorable. I think I told you guys I met her in person for the first time at Bitcoin conference last year. I met her and her sister, and they are just so adorable. They're so adorable, and she's just so knowledgeable. And I love what she does for crypto youth because she's not only is she an advocate for like financial literacy, but because she was Miss Teen Crypto, she still hires, teens, preteens, goes to high schools, gives speeches. So she doesn't just keep herself siloed into crypto. She actually believes in and practices mainstream adoption and financial literacy to the young people. And it's so important because she gets it. She was just in high school and it's like still like, okay, I remember when I was in high school, which you guys, it's been 20 years ago now since I've been in high school. So they didn't teach us things then. And I remember thinking like at some point you would think that they're going to start teaching us about taxes and about how investing and about all of these things, inflation and how to protect yourself against inflation, because like those are things like inflation were things I didn't find out about until I got much older. It was like things would happen and people would talk about inflation, but I didn't fully get it. And even though I worked on like project budgeting and we would have like a line item in there for inflation, I remember thinking like, why are we budgeting 3% every year for inflation? We haven't had inflation in years. And then we've had the craziest inflation of my entire life. So I love what she does. So anyway, I've just had my little Randy Hipper love session. She's great. So and I love her people. She always gives me shout outs. And you guys, she's got her own little Discord channel. She has her little parties in her Discord afterwards if you're a channel member. And so I'm in her Discord and I get like little notifications. And when I post my videos, it sends a notification in her Discord. Like I'm like, she just actually practices building up other people in the space. Like she doesn't just talk about it, she is about it. So I love her. All right, I'm done. Tell Randy I said hi. I'm just kidding. I love her, you guys. I'm gonna see her in person. I already know it. I'm gonna see her in Vegas. I'm excited. Okay, moving on. Dogecoin. I got so excited yesterday, you guys. I completely skipped over Dogecoin. Let's take a look at it though. We'll go back in time. Take a look at it yesterday. Yeah, we were just trading sideways on everything until we had this nice little pop-up yesterday afternoon. After that little pop-up, it still only hit 1842. We didn't even hit 18.5. And then it looks like this crazy sharp sell off, but we still only hit 17.9. It's still in such a great range, you guys. It's still in such a great range because let's go back. Let's go back in time. Where were we before Trump took office? We want to see. Look at that. Look at that. Up at almost 50 cents in December. So yeah, Dogecoin is 2x from here, just to get back to where it was. Which, if you go through all of these, maybe Litecoin is almost 2x back to all-time high. I would have to look on that. No. Almost 30. Yeah, so you're almost 2x on Link. I said Litecoin. Solana is not. Solana did not quite hit 300, did it? 260. Sorry, I'm just looking to see, because you guys know how I look at all of these is kind of like where it is back to all-time high, and then we're going to go to new all-time highs from there following Bitcoin. And then all of my plays are really diversified between Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and then I have some Cardano. And then they're aggregated between like the main, and then whether it's deployed on there. But exit strategies and planning to take profits this cycle, and what it's going to look like for me, and having the exit strategy. Because last time, I think I told you guys, I did take profits. Last time, but I didn't take profits on as much stuff as I could. I really didn't take profits on as much stuff as I could. And so it's nice, like the ones that you take profits and you actually withdraw it and do something with it. Like, say, for example, I'm talking about my car. I told the guy, I don't know if I really want to dump a whole ton of money into this car or just sell it and then put that money into what's going to be my new car. Cause now I'm getting to that point, right? Now I'm getting to that point. But I don't want to part with anything at this point. If anything, I've thought about selling the car and just buying Bitcoin and just, borrowing a car until the Bitcoin bull run is over. So if I was smart, I would have done that when Bitcoin was down in the 70s. So, and it's not anymore. All right. I do want to, let's remove this. Hello, beautiful Brittany. Welcome to the chat. I loved Brittany yesterday. It was the 2-year anniversary of her and her husband getting engaged. And it was so funny because she wrote me back and she was like, oh, the Hawaii trip, the engagement, all of this stuff was thanks to Pepe Profits. That same morning I had logged into Facebook. Well, the last couple of mornings I had logged into Facebook. My memory of the last couple of days had been the Pepe chart. And so it's like, I always love when, that comes up on my history because, that was the bear market. Like nobody was making money at that time. And if you got into Pepe early, you were one that really took advantage of that write up on that. So it was really fun to see, Brittany, which you did, and leveling up and doing things to like, impact your real life outside of crypto, because otherwise these are all just like numbers. They're all like make-believe numbers, go up and down. In my opinion, it's like, it's not real until you actually withdraw it and do something with it. So yeah. Okay. Hold on. I closed that and I'm wanting to pull up my crypto bubbles now. All right. What was I looking at here? Okay, this is the 1 to 200. So I was looking at some of my other stuff because I wanted to see where was it? I wanted to see where dog was. Where was dog? Dog is small. Dog disappeared. SPX got small too. So they haven't had much action on them. Let me go back to the 1 to 100. So Walrus Protocol is down. Pengu is still up. And this is just on the day. But if we go here to the week, we see even bigger changes on Pengu. Walrus down a little bit, but Pengu has had quite a bit of action on it, you guys. And my baby Pengu derivative coin has also had, it's like smashed through all-time high. In fact, I was going to pull that up for you guys. I don't know if you guys care to look at that. The other one, okay, Mom, here we go. Fart coin. She was asking me about it this morning. Here we are. Fart coin's at 11, almost 12% for the week. But if I go to the day, fart coin goes way down. It goes way down. So that's why we haven't seen it much. That's why we haven't seen it much. All right, let's take a look at this one. This coin, it's neat. It's neat. I was not early. Oh, I'm not. Hold on. Let me add. Okay, there were no bubbles. I said bubbles, but there are no bubbles. There are no bubbles, guys. But we're going to look at the neat chart now because I've already moved on. And my ADD is not going to go back in time. I got this coin actually, guys, at 0.006 range. Just because I saw the people that were tweeting about it and I thought, here's my thing, because you guys know I'm not in any internal groups. And then sometimes I can tell who a coin is from based off of all the people who are buying it and tweeting about it early. So if all of a sudden the timeline has the same group of people, posting about something it's new, and I'm like, okay, that's that insider cabal. That's that insider cabal. But this coin popped up as one that didn't really have any of those like main cabal people. But what it did have, yeah, Bubbles rugged. Yeah, Bubbles rugged. Sorry guys, that was me. I told you I can't see the chat, so it's like we're just raw dogging it here. And so anyway, so the people that I did see buying it on this neat coin, I thought, one of them is someone who it likes to call out scams. Will always call out scams if something is not deployed properly. And so I thought, okay, so we've got this person here who kind of will CYA on any entries that they have. And then another person that's in on this coin is someone who seems like they're always in coins before they happen to get listed. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to be on anything, I want to be on a coin before it gets listed. And so anyway, I bought in at 0.006 and it had a nice little run up and then it had a pull down. And during this pull down, this sell off here was where I thought, oh, this is it. It's game over. We're done playing musical chairs, all of that fun stuff. Hold on just a moment. Okay, sorry. So once this little sell-off occurred, I started to get a little scared, but I should have just followed my intuition and that I knew that this one was going to be a good one. Should have bought more during this dip because since then it has been sort of more or less up only. And then not only did it hit a penny, but it kind of held a penny pretty strong. And then it popped up to a penny and a half. And now we've just gone into this little pattern of testing and retesting it. So I'm starting to think that something is going to happen on this coin. So, I got a call coming in. Sorry. Now I got a call coming in. All right, guys. Yeah, I can see now. I'm back. Yeah, I couldn't see what you guys were talking about. Normally I have my secondary screen where I can see everything and I forgot to charge that yesterday. So yeah, I couldn't see. So yeah. And now I'm getting ready to dive into and tell you guys some breaking news, which will also make it so I cannot see what you guys are saying. So share it. All right, this is a little old, but you guys, it was a slow day for news, and I wasn't here chatting with you guys yesterday, so I'm pulling up what looks like the biggest story to talk about, and I'm sure you probably heard it on some other stories, but if not, let's get into what Cointelegraph has to say about it, because this says EU to ban anonymous crypto accounts and privacy coins by 2027. Do you think that this will set a new precedence? let me add that to the stage because I forgot to do that. So, the European Union is set to impose sweeping anti-money laundering rules that will ban preserving tokens and anonymous cryptocurrency accounts from 2027. Under the new anti-money laundering regulation, accredited institutions, financial institutions, and credit asset service providers will be prohibited from maintaining anonymous accounts or handling privacy-preserving cryptocurrencies such as Monero. So Monero is down today, and XRM is one that I don't have any of it, you guys, and it's one that I know it's one that I should hold because it is a privacy token and there are not a lot of privacy tokens out there. And if you aren't using any sort of privacy, then everything is just out there. All of your movements are on the blockchain. And so, similar to what we're seeing with stablecoin legislation, this is sort of more or less a European Union attempt at getting a view into things. So this says Article 79 of the AMLR establishes strict prohibitions on anonymous accounts. Credit institutions, financial institutions, and crypto asset service providers are prohibited from maintaining anonymous accounts, according to the AML handbook published by the European Crypto Initiative. So, the regulation is part of a broader AML framework that includes bank and payment accounts, passbooks, and safe deposit boxes, crypto asset accounts allowing for automation of transactions, and accounts using anonymity enhancing coins. The regulations of the AMLR, AMLD, and AMLRAR are final. Oh my gosh, holy acronyms. What remains is the fine print, aka the interpretations of some of the requirements through the so-called Implementing and Delegations Act. So she added, much of the implementation will come through so-called implementing and delegation acts, which are mostly handled by European Banking Authority. This means that the EUCI is still actively working on these level 2 acts by providing feedback to public consultations, as some of the implementation details are yet to be finalized. However, the broader framework is final, so centralized crypto projects need to keep in mind when determining their internal process and policies. EU to increase oversight of crypto service providers, which we are seeing a lot of news coming out of the EU right now regarding cryptocurrency. So it looks like they're starting to move just as quickly as the US is. This says under the new regulatory framework, the CASPs CASPs, oh my gosh, I can't with that, operating in at least 6 member states will be under the direct AML supervision. The new initial stage, the AMLA plans to select 40 entities with at least one entity per member state, according to the EUCI's AML handbook. The selection process is set to start on July 1st of 2027. So this is part of, I think, just more broader, like we're starting to see if people aren't going to participate in regulatory framework, just like we see with Tether. Tether is starting to be delisted on platforms, and it's going to be delisted in different countries and things like that because they're not willing to participate with the regulatory framework that is being passed down. So coins are going to start to, I think, be more or less forced down that route. And so, yeah, it's interesting to see how there's been just a complete cultural shift in cryptocurrency with the mass adoption, and how it's, now with the regulatory framework, it is more or less forcing people's hands into, being able to see what everyone's doing. So that is the show for today, you guys. Let me go back to the comments. All right, you guys. That's the show for today. But I will be back tomorrow. And do not forget, you guys, do not forget, we have the giveaway going. It's going to be for the next 13 days. So if you need to go check out my X account, go check out my X account. I will have it posted there And I'm sure I'll keep posting it for the next few days. So thank you all for tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time. See you then.